so going over click-through rate here. So this is actually really important to understand because you can really drastically reduce what you pay in Google if you have a really good campaign. Google wants you to have a really good campaign. They want your ads to be super relevant because more people will click on them. Think of it this way. If you have a campaign where you have a 1% click-through rate, so let's say you have 1,000 1,000 impressions and you get 10 clicks and Google makes $20, but your competitor gets 1,000 impressions and gets 100 clicks, right? So even if Google charged him $1 a click, Google would be making 5 times more money from that competitor that has a much higher click-through rate. So you typically don't see a 10x difference, but even taking your click-through rate from like 2 to 3% and doubling it, that can lower your cost per click pretty dramatically. So this is huge. If you really want to get a really good return on investment with Google Ads, spending the time to write compelling ad copy, to have the right, build the right negative keyword list, get your targeting in line. All of those things are going to reduce your cost per click, which again, we're not going for clicks, but if your cost per click is too high, then your cost per lead is going to be too high and your cost per client acquisition is going to be too high. And that's really how Google makes money, right? 95% of Google's revenue is all from pay-per-click. And so getting that high click-through rate is going to really reduce your cost per click. Now, as far as what you should expect, for black car service, I've found a good click-through rate is going to be anywhere from 5 to 8%. For like limo type searches, stretch limo, things like that. A little bit higher than that might be 7 to 10%. And then party bus rentals, for some reason, is typically over 10%. I've seen 10 to 20% click-through rates on party bus rentals. So just know this, if you're doing party bus rentals and you have a 5% click-through rate, it's low. If you're doing black car and you have a 2% click-through rate, it's low. So typically 5 to 20% is the range for limo companies, with party buses being on the high end and black car being on the low end. With the ad copy, and this is changing as well, Google used to just have text ads and they had expanded text ads. Now they have responsive search ads. And for some accounts, they're not even letting them do expanded text ads anymore. And it's all moving to responsive search ads. I see this probably in another year. It's all going to be responsive search ads. So here's what a responsive search ad is. So when you go to create the ad, you're going to see you can actually do 10 different headlines and I believe 3 different descriptions. And so what Google does is you're kind of like feeding their machine, and they're using machine learning. So what they're doing is they're using different combinations of the headlines to see which ones perform the best. And so why is Google doing this? Obviously, I guess they have found that this makes them more money. And so everything's going to go to responsive search ads. And again, it's about 10 different headlines that Google will mix and match. And over time, it will find the best combination of those different headlines and different descriptions. When I create ad copy, the first thing I usually do is go to Yelp and I look at reviews and I try to see what are people saying that they really like about using this service, and then what are people saying that they don't like. And once I know that, then I can create a list of benefits because benefits are really what you want to have in your ads. Features and benefits, which benefits are definitely better than features. So a feature might be, we have a large fleet. A benefit might be free cancellation. And so people are concerned more about, hey, what's it going to do for me, than they are about, okay, this is what we have. Check out your competition's ads, what they're saying. You don't want your ads to be the same as your competitors. You really want to stand out. And then having 3 variations per ad group. Now, that's probably good for the next 6, 8 months. But once everything goes to responsive search ads, you'll probably only need 2 variations and maybe even just 1 variation. So we will see. A lot has been changing. So use every ad extension possible. So ad extensions are what makes the ad larger. If you do a Google search on your desktop right now, you'll see that some ads only have a few lines of text, and then some ads are huge. They take up like half the screen. Site links are probably the most important thing. Those are the links you see below an ad. So you want to be using site links, and you really want to use every ad extension possible because they make your ad larger, which is pretty important, because the larger your ad is, the more people that will actually click on the ad. Obviously, you need compelling ad copy as well, but the larger ads just get clicked on more often. And so as far as account structure goes, you really want to build here. Let me just skip this here. You really want to build your account, your campaigns based on services or locations. What I mean by that is this. So for my clients that do black car service and stretch limos and party buses and charter buses and motor coaches, I will break those out into different campaigns. That way, if they want to pause, you know, hey, I just want to focus on stretch limo stuff for now, we can pause the other 2 things. It makes it much easier to manage. Or you can base it around locations. So if, you know, you do, let's say, you know, a campaign, let's say in Los Angeles and San Diego, if you're a huge company and you do both areas, then you would want different campaigns in different locations, and then breaking them down into services. So like, this is my Los Angeles black car service campaign. This is my Los Angeles stretch limo and party bus campaign, you know, and so on and so forth. And then ad groups, I just name my ad groups the same as what the keyword name is. It makes it very easy. And then ad groups are just 2 things. They're keywords and ads. So when a keyword gets triggered, an ad gets shown.